there such thing as PTSD from the streets?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's crazy how you deal with it all day, every day. Right now, I'm looking out the window just on guard. You know what I mean? Like, it's a war. Even if you, like I said, if you survive, it's still a war, and you experience that war, you experience that loss. But my students love me for that. They love that it's a person who came from the streets, didn't go to college, but I'm in the school with them, and I'm there for them, and I can relate to them. It helps. It makes them want to come to school every day. You know Look, I could sit here and preach to you all day about what's going to happen and why you shouldn't do it, but I was that kid that just had to bump his head. You know, love come before opinions and preferences and all that, you know what I mean? When it's genuine, you can tell.
East side, yeah, we reside. I've been running around that hole since I was knee high. See the Muslims on the corner selling bean pies. All my niggas selling bundles like the weave shop. Them niggas hide out until the beef die. But nah, we ain't ducking nothing but police lights. Come get your shop on for a cheap price. Yeah. Get it. Hey, if you can see it with your mind, you can get it with your grind. I can see it in your eyes, you ain't living what you rhyme. Yeah, we ain't skipping no steps, we ain't cutting no lines. We ain't sending no threats, we gon' catch them outside. I really come from that place, I really done what they say. It's hella hard to have faith when you struggle every day. Yeah, mama, I'ma make a way however long this shit take. Yeah, you deserve a damn break in the house by the lake. Hey, if you don't love them, then leave. It can get ugly indeed. Heavy regime, nobody petty as me. Bought up a Chevy Caprice, it felt like a dream. I thought it never would happen. I was out serving the stings and working with teens. I know it sound kinda crazy, but it was worth it to me. Quit judging a nigga. Reason I don't fuck with niggas, they feel they better than you. I never could lose. So many women can't make a decision, I never could choose. Effortless too, she only here cause I'm winning. I know cause I met her in school. Where was you when I was stuck in the trenches and wearing the same pair of shoes? East side, where we reside. I've been running around that hole since I was knee high. See the Muslims on the corner selling bean pies. All my niggas selling bundles like the weave shop. Them niggas hide out until the beef die. But nah, we ain't ducking nothing but police lights. Come get your shop on for a cheap price. I'm at home when I pull up on the east side. One more time, east side, where we reside. I've been running around that hole since I was knee high. You see the Muslims on the corner selling bean pies. All my niggas selling bundles like the weave shop. Them niggas hide out until the beef die. But nah, we ain't ducking nothing but police lights. Come get your shop on for a cheap price. I'm at home when I pull up on the east side. Yeah. Shout out to my far east side dogs, but I'm from near east side, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm really from the east side, period, all over the east side. Yeah. Shout out to the brothers Footman, man, dope band. Shout out to the homie Sauce on the bass. We got the homie D on the guitar. We got the homie Bubby on the drums. We got G-Man on the keys right here, man. Gotta check them out, for sure.
Okay, I'm sorry for my trauma. Can you tell us about the trauma that you've been facing and what made you decide to put it on the tracks?
Yeah, sorry for my trauma. I think when I'm writing an album, I just naturally speak about whatever's going on in my life at that moment. And I was in therapy heavy. You know, I had never been in therapy before. So like at the beginning of COVID, maybe a little bit after, but I started going to therapy. And that's when I started writing the album, and it just naturally came out. Just a lot of, music that just felt like it was therapy, like just speaking about stuff that I was finally letting out in therapy. So the music became therapy. But man, I don't regret that at all. You know, I was kind of scared at first to let people hear the personal details of my life and whatnot. But like I said, I'm glad I did it. It came out good. You know, when I'm dropping part 2 in May, mid-May, maybe late May. But yeah, so there's that. That's the official announcement for Sorry for My Trauma 2 dropping in.
What made you comfortable with even getting into therapy?
Man, I was really against therapy. It was just a regular old stigma, like, black people, predominantly black people from the hood. We just always had a negative connotation on therapy. I don't know, we just felt like if you went to therapy, something was wrong with you or something. But my fiance, try to break it into me like therapy. You don't got to be messed up to go to therapy. You can be perfectly fine, and it can be like prevention of you reacting a certain way or going through something. So what really did it was she finally had talked me into getting relationship counseling, like premarital counseling. So when we did that, I kind of liked it. I kind of like having somebody to just open up to, knowing it was confidential. And once our premarital counseling was done, I just went ahead and got my own little personal counseling. The first therapist I had, I wasn't rocking with, though. It was an older white lady, and she just couldn't relate to me. Her advice wasn't too good. She had me doing like little homework that just felt real kiddie and stuff. But I had found me a black male, and his past, he was an addict once upon a time, so he had an understanding and he could relate to what I had went through. Even though he was on the opposite side, he could relate. So I think finding that match also is real important. But I love therapy, man. I do it twice a month now. And I pay out of my pocket, you know what I mean? So that should tell you something. Yeah. I used to watch my mama drink her anger out, overwhelmed by the struggle, relieving stress. Uncle took our toys and bikes from the house. He drunk himself to death, I hope in peace he rests. Auntie was on the same thing, but she dove deeper. Granny said she getting high, thought she meant reefer. Damn. Well, if history repeats, then this drinking I've been doing is way deeper than I think. When the pain rise, my pride shrink. Nobody taught me how to cope. All I know is when my mama took a sip, she looked free. I was young and couldn't see that really she looked weak from decades of abuse, mentally and the physical. Liquor ain't as fun as I thought. This shit is critical. Never witnessed therapy, alcohol to medicinal. Another fight on the school night, shit was typical. Proud of my mama cause she left him. The way he talked to her, can't respect him. It could've turned ugly any second, but we steady mixing liquor and depression. Yeah, I've been in a funk. I've been getting drunk. Yeah, I don't know what's next for me. Chasing my destiny. Mixing liquor with depression. Yeah. Hey. We still mixing liquor with depression. Ain't learned my lesson, yeah, so what? I think about my progress while I pull up. I used to want to be alive when I growed up. I used to act the ass in class, then got my ass toe up. Wanted attention so much, another liquor store run, slurring my wisdom. Cognac or depression, either way it's dark in my system. Don't feel bad for me, I never settled as a victim. Producing chances from my circumstances, reducing damage, gaining understanding. Like how to take a perfect shot, then keep taking more shots till the hurting stop. Cause everybody fell in love with the drunk Skypp. This dude say make me do and say some dumb shit, but they don't know the history, so I can't fault them. Forever at a disadvantage, that's a raw deal. Taking notes from adversity, I draw skill. I'm bigger than my family curses, let's all heal. I've been in the funk, yeah. I've been getting drunk. I don't know what's next for me. Chasing my destiny. Mixing liquor with depression. Yeah. Still mixing liquor with depression. Yeah. Ain't learned my lesson, kill the drums. I've been in the funk. I've been getting drunk. I don't know what's next for me. Chasing my destiny. Mixing liquor with depression. Yeah. I'm still mixing liquor with depression. Yeah. Ain't learned my lesson. It's for everybody out there that's battling addiction, whether it be alcohol abuse, substance abuse, drugs, even if you addicted to porn or some old crazy shit, man. Addiction is real, man. For sure. Praying for y'all. SoundCheck. Midwest Lake.
Is there such thing as PTSD from the streets?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's crazy how you deal with it all day, every day. Right now, I'm looking out the window just on guard. You know what I mean? Like, you see certain stuff, you experience certain stuff. You know what I mean? You hear about certain stuff, and you just got to be realistic, because when you're in the streets, you know it can happen to you. A lot of regular people, they don't really think it can happen to them. It just seems so unrealistic that somebody would do something to them, or that they might get in an accident or anything. But I know that it can happen to me. I've seen it happen to my people. I've lost so many people, man. And even if nothing ever happened to you before, if you've been in the streets, you just know it can happen. So, yeah, I definitely believe it's PTSD because it's a war. Even if you, like I said, if you survive, it's still a war, and you experience that war, you experience that loss. So, absolutely.
So, considering what you've been through, how does it help you relate to your students?
Man, my students, man, I got the student pool at my school, man, they just like real poverty stricken for the most part, majority of them. You know what I mean? They kind of coming up worse than I even did, you know, so relatability is just natural for us. And I'm like the only person in the school that has that relatability. It's a lot of, the teachers, it's a lot predominantly white for the most part. And we got some African-American teachers also, but they ain't from that background, so it's different, you know what I mean? So the relationships are just naturally different, like my relationships with them. And I'm myself, I'm my authentic self in that school. Some people don't like that, they think it's unprofessional, but I don't think black is unprofessional. I don't think poverty-stricken black people are a crutch. I don't think they're, what's the word? It's nothing bad about them, they just are who they are. You know what I mean? And I think we should be accepted more often in the professional field. But my students love me for that. They love that it's a person who came from the streets, didn't go to college, but I'm in the school with them, and I'm there for them, and I can relate to them. It helps. It makes them want to come to school every day. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, there's a lot of people who don't like it, but this is God's gift, you know what I mean, to me and to them.
So it's one thing to be the teacher that tells them not to do stuff, but do you relate to them on a level where it's like, I know it doesn't matter what I tell you not to do, so since you're there, here's my advice?
Yeah, I mean, I done gave so many speeches. I got speeches on social media where I said that, where I'm just like, look, I could sit here and preach to you all day about what's gonna happen and why you shouldn't do it, but I was that kid that just had to bump his head. So I'm not gonna sit here and judge you. I'm not gonna sit here and try to force you to make certain decisions. I know you're gonna make bad decisions. It's life. Some bad decisions may be bigger than others, but understand that life ain't happening to you, it's happening for you. I always tell them that, like, you gotta experience certain stuff to know if it's for you or if it ain't. And once you bump your head, hopefully that lump, there's some knowledge up under that lump or something that you learn. You know what I mean? It's the only way you can learn, because we don't have the resources to learn stuff we need to learn. It's trial and error with us. So I make sure they know that. And I also instill in them to make the right decisions when they can and when they know what's best. And if they don't, you know what I mean? You just got to learn from it, man. It's lessons learned.
It seems that your students really support you the same way you support them. So what's that like, having the support of the students?
Yeah, it means the world to me, because I know I don't make the kind of music that they bumping every day. I know that, you know what I mean? It may be somewhere along the lines, but it ain't quite what they used to. And the love is just so genuine that they still support it. Some of them actually love it. Some of them, you know, like the vulnerability in my music. They like the soul in my music. They like the transparency, you know what I mean? But a lot of kids ain't used to that. They used to the Young Boy and Dirt. That's what they came up on. They used to that. They think that's what rap is. They don't realize that the roots of rap really was just like soul, you know what I mean, and reality and fun. They don't really know that. You'd be surprised. Like, it's a culture shock for them to hear me rap how I rap, you know what I mean? But they support me because, like I said, it's mutual love, and, you know, love come before opinions and preferences and all that, you know what I mean? When it's genuine, you can tell. So I appreciate them for rocking with me, and they know I've rocked with them 10 times harder. You know, they already know what's going on.
Shout out to Londo's Footman.
Like, it's not too much or nothing. It's just perfect.
Yeah, Mondo. Shout out to you.